Good morning, guys. I hope you're doing really, really well today on this wonderful Wednesday. What we want to try and do, some of you had mentioned that the 8 a.m. live podcasts that go out on Crossroads Facebook are just a little bit too early. And I heard you. And so what we want to do is try and put out a podcast on our YouTube channel, or not a podcast, but a devotional rather, because we already have podcasts. But we want to put out a devotional that gives you guys something to think about throughout your day, that is a little bit easier on you, so you don't have to wake up at 8 a.m. to watch the live podcast. But we do have that live podcast there. So if you wanted to watch it, I would really, really encourage it. But if you're like me, you have said in the past, I would do that if I had more time. And one of the things that I tend to do that with is my devotions. I'm like, if I just had more time on my schedule, I'd be able to study more and do more, and it's just not realistic right now. I got to be careful. And if you're like me, you've said that before. But what's crazy is that now we have so much time in our schedules. And I know you guys started school and everything, and I think that's awesome. And maybe not awesome for some of you, but it does give you something else to do other than games and TV and Netflix and binging and stuff like that. But we have a lot more time in our schedule. And so I want to give you guys just a quick thought and something to think about throughout your day. And it is in Psalm 139. So if you have a Bible, that's awesome. If not, no worries. I'm going to put it up on the screen. In Psalm 139, David writes, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way of the everlasting." That's crazy. In verse 23, it says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart." I don't know about you, but sometimes I don't really want God to know my heart. Sometimes I don't really want God to see what's inside my heart because I'm ashamed of it, or I'm embarrassed of it. And if you're like me, asking God to search your heart is kind of a crazy thought. But you know what's interesting? If we go back up to the very first verse in this scripture, it reads this: "You have searched me, O Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit down and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You're familiar with all my ways. Before a word is even on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely." That's a scary thought. Before someone even cuts you off in traffic, God knows what you're about to say. Before you even lose that battle in Fortnite, God knows what's about to come out of your mouth, right? That's what I read when I see that. And so when I'm scared of God searching my heart, what's crazy is he already has. He already knows what's in it. And so here's my challenge for you guys. David writes this. He says, "Search my heart, O God. Test me and know my anxious thoughts." My encouragement for you guys is, as you go about your day today, or maybe about your week, just ask God to search your heart. Ask God to show you things in your life that don't need to be there. Ask God to search your heart and show you how you could be loving better. Ask God to search your heart and show you how you could be forgiving better or respecting better. Because those are ways that we can invite God into our lives and allow him to change us to be more like him. And so that's my encouragement and my challenge for you this morning. And I would really encourage you to read all of Psalm 139 rather. It's a really, really cool psalm. And it has a lot in there. And so that's my encouragement for you guys this morning. I'm praying for you. Love you. Miss you. See you soon.